This matchup is all about being patient. You have to play it slowly and wait for your first big item spike, and this is because I'm going AD Udyr, not AP. If you want to play AP Udyr, you don't have to wait for your very first item. But on AD Udyr, it is better to just wait it out. And this is because it's really hard to get on top of Aatrox and stick to him as AD Udyr and actually be able to 1v1 him. What I like to do is start as AP Udyr, maybe put a few points into my R and then start maxing my Q, but you can also put a few points in your W early if you want and then max your Q. Or if you are super confident, you can just start maxing your Q after you put 1 point in your R. What you're looking for is Stride Breaker plus Plated Steel Caps or Boots of Swiftness. And this power spike will allow you to stick onto Aatrox very well and dish out a ton of damage. That being said, you shouldn't underestimate his damage and healing, and if you really want to be safe, you can also wait for an Executioner's Calling. But for the most part, the moment you get that Stride Breaker, you're good to go. In the super early game, you might need to just awaken W constantly, but that is totally fine because if the both of you go even, that's a win for you. You will eventually outscale him as AD Udyr on the side lane and murder him. You can also look to awaken your R or Q if you want to, but you have to make sure you kill him or chunk him out really hard. If Aatrox turns on you and you don't have your awakened W, you also might lose a ton of health. And ideally, you want to awaken the Q if the target is isolated. If there's minions nearby, the chain lightning will bounce to them, so wait for the wave to be cleared if it's possible. The second item that you can take can be Mortal Reminder and then a Hull Breaker. And once you get those, you're good to go, and you can basically one-shot the Aatrox under tower. You can even get a Mana Mune if you wish, because it provides you a ton of damage plus the mana that Tyr gives. I suggest sticking to side laning as AD Udyr because in teamfights you're not that strong unless you have flash and one-shot someone. Otherwise, it's better to sit on top or bot and just perma push and put pressure on the map. You could play AP Udyr into most ranged characters and you're gonna be fine. You can max your W, get some resists, and just use your Awaken R in teamfights to slow people down. But this is not what I did this game. What you can do is also play AD Udyr into it, but you have to play it a little bit differently. Just from looking at my runes, you can see that they provide a lot of healing. I have Absorb Life and Fleet Footwork and Second Wind and Revitalize. This is a lot of healing, and I take this much healing because I will need to tank through her poke. This is also why I typically max my W as Udyr into something like a Karma or put at least 4 or 5 points into W. And then I can start maxing my Q as AD Udyr and then maxing my E. The main goal here is to survive, and you're gonna need to awaken your W basically on cooldown. Every single time your awakened W is up, you can use it. You will spam that W constantly, which is also why I go Tear of the Goddess. And because I don't have approach velocity, I'm not aiming to actually fight the Karma at all or chase her down. My entire goal is to survive through the lane and get to my first 2 items. Tier 2 boots are also very good here. I can either go for Boots of Swiftness or Mercury Treads, both work fine. And then what I can do is buy some early magic resist like an old magic mantle, and then I can actually sit on that magic resist component if I think I have enough survivability. In some other matchups I can get a full Spirit Visage as my first item, but most of the time I don't do it into Karma. What I look to do is get tier 2 boots, get a Tiamat and some magic resist, and then go for Hullbreaker. And the reason I want Hullbreaker is because I am going to always ignore Karma. I never want to teamfight against Karma because she will be very powerful in teamfights and AD Udyr is not that strong in teamfights, and she can't deal with me on the side lane. The moment I purchase that Hullbreaker, she's never going to be able to kill the cannon. So what that means is I can walk under her tower and just kill it. The cannon can get hit by both the tower and the Karma and it won't die in time. Maybe there's a world where I only take about 50% of the tower's health before the cannon dies, but that is still a huge amount, and then on the following cannon wave I can kill it. After the Hullbreaker you can do Spirit Visage, or you can do Titanic Hydra or Stridebreaker or even Ravenous Hydra.
Never falter. Never fall.
Has been slain.
I am of no tribe.
This game started with Jax gaining a kill and me losing my summoner spells, but it's not the end of the world, it just made the early levels a bit more difficult to play. In my opinion, this is a skill matchup and you can play either AP or AD Udyr into Jax, but in my opinion AD Udyr is actually better later on into Jax. This does seem rather strange at first because he has his counter strike and he can dodge out auto attacks, and AD Udyr really relies on his Q attacks to land, but it's actually very doable. doable. As a matter of fact, the issue of this matchup isn't the fact that Jax has his E, it's his ultimate. His ultimate will give him a huge amount of armor and magic resist, and that will make him tank up really hard. What you need to do is the moment the Jax ults is you want to disengage unless you're super fed. And once that ultimate is down, you can fight him. You don't really have to worry about his counter strike because you will need to use it even for your basic Q attacks, not the empowered ones. If he doesn't block the regular ones, he can easily lose 20 or 30% of his health later on. So you can bait out the counter strike very easily. In lane, you can start off as AP Udyr, getting Doran's ring and an R point, and what you want to do is usually max your W or put at least 4 points into it before maxing your Q. And the only spell you want to awaken in the entire lane is going to be the W. Every single time you can, you awaken your W, and you make sure that you out-sustain him. Eventually, he will run out of mana because of his combos and because you go Tear of the Goddess, and once he is fully out of mana, you can always fight him and beat him. The awakened W shield and heal will be very tough for Jax to deal with. And this is also why I love to rush Experimental Hexplate. It makes your Awaken passive have a lower cooldown, which means that you can spam that Awakened W even more. On top of the fact that whenever you awaken a spell, you proc the Experimental Hexplate, and that can give you a lot of 1v1 dueling power. After Experimental Hexplate, you can get a Titanic Hydra or Stridebreaker, and you can permanently sit on the side lane and just keep pushing. If his counter strike is down and he can't dodge your autos and his ulti isn't giving him resist, he will explode. And even if he tries to short trade into you, you can just awaken your W always later as well. Do not be afraid to awaken your W in lane just for that healing and shielding. It's always worth it.
kill. Your team has
Thank you guys for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information useful, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully very soon.
Retreat is not failure. We heal and we try again.